Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Michelle, and here on my channel I do weekly cash stuffing and budgeting videos. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please subscribe so you don't miss when I post a new video. So today we are doing my budget with me for November week 1 with my husband's income. So if you guys are new, I do 2 cash stuffings every week. The first is with my husband's income. He covers all of the living expenses, and the second one is my income, and I cover all of our debt. So that being said, we're doing my husband's income. We are working with $550 for the week. Let's get started. So if you guys are new, let me start here. Okay, so that doesn't seem like a lot of money. And if you guys look at my bills, these ones are due every month. You will not see a rent or a mortgage payment. That is because, so if you guys have been watching me for a while, you would know that we were trying to move since June. And it's October 8th as I'm filming this, and we finally moved in. So we officially moved in September 28th. And it took us a long time to get here. But yes, we are now we are renting a much bigger house. It's literally double the size, and we love it here so far. But we're renting my brother-in-law's house. So if you guys are new, my husband owns his own business with his brother. But because we're renting his house, he is going to be because we take money out of the business. Like, that's how he gets paid. He brings home cash every month, and then I cash stuff that. So that being said, he is taking home $2,000 a month less than we were before. So instead of taking home $4,200, I think we were going to do I'm working with $2,200 for the month. So we would have made $4,200 for the month, but we took $2,000 out from what he would take home and just paid that directly to my brother-in-law for the rent. So it's not going to be in here. I'm not going to make a rent payment with our money. We're just not taking that money home, and it's just being transferred that way. So he's making an extra $2,000 from the company, and we're making $2,000 less, if that makes sense. So we're not making a rent payment, but also we are just before we get the money. So we're only working with $550 for the week, but we don't have a rent payment to make with that money. So let's get started. So the first category I have is my bills. These ones are due every single month. So the first thing we have is internet, and I'm budgeting $40 this week and for the month. These are going to be the same throughout the entire month. Next month, things are going to be changing. I'm kind of playing with the budget. Now that we're here, we'll see, what it's going to look like. But internet, we recently got it transferred here, and there's transfer fees, so I budgeted a little bit extra to help cover the cost of that. Water is going to be $45 this week because I still have to pay the last month of our old house, and that water bill was pretty high. I did transfer everything. I think it was maybe the first or the second. I transferred all of the utilities and everything to this address. So hopefully by the next month, there will be no residual charges from the other property. And there's no grass at this property, so we're not going to have the sprinklers running 3 times a day. So it's going to be a lot easier to manage our water, I think. Electricity, however, might be higher here because it's a bigger house. The one we lived in before was 1,200 square feet. This one is 2,400 square feet, and everything is electric. So I cook a lot, and the last house was a gas stove. This one's an electric stove, so it is different. So I don't know exactly how much to budget for electricity. However, all of these that I'm budgeting for this month is covering last month. So this is all from the old house, and I'm budgeting $55 here. Again, there are fees involved with transferring, so I do a little bit extra there. And our electric bill was pretty high. I think it was over $200. And then next we have home gas. This one, I'm putting $25. We do have a gas fireplace. Obviously, there's some gas involved, but the heater is probably gas. I don't know. I don't know what to expect for gas. It's October now, the beginning of October, and it's finally it went from hot to cold within 1 day. So it's in the 40s now in the morning, and then it warms up to high 60s, low 70s. But yeah, it's like the hot is over. It gets pretty cold at night too. Like we live in the desert. We live in northern Nevada. So it is desert, and desert gets very cold. And I have a feeling we're going to have a really harsh winter this year because our summer was very mild. But that's just a feeling. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But next up is child support. Child support gets $65 a week. Right now we're only paying child support on one kid. My husband has 4 kids with his ex-wife. 2 are adults and 2 are teenagers. So as of right now, the older 3 live here. My stepdaughter, she's 19. She lives with her boyfriend now, but she's still here in town with us. And then my oldest stepson is 20 and he lives here with us. And my oldest teenage stepson is 17 and he lives here with us. And then we have a 14-year-old who lives with his mom in Ottawa, Canada. So we live in northern Nevada. They live in Ottawa, so very far. They have an agreement that you can choose who you live with at 15. He's only 14. He turns 15 in February, so who knows if he's going to want to stay here or not. I feel like he might want to, but we'll just kind of see what happens. But right now, he's paying child support on just him. And then subscriptions is getting $25. I really have to go through all of our subscriptions and kind of figure out like exactly what we pay and what we can cut out, because at this point, like, I feel like I did that not that long ago, but I feel like there's so many random things and I just like, I need to maybe write it down, or I don't know, but I really need to go through our subscriptions and figure out what we're working with. But all of this together comes to $255. And then nextly, we have our high priority sinking funds, which are also bills, but these are not due every month. These ones are due like annually usually. So the first one is our phone bill. So this is due annually. I have Mint Mobile, and now I have 5 lines. I was having 4, but I'm keeping it at $20 because not every phone is due at the same time. So me, my husband, and my stepdaughter are due in July. My 17-year-old stepson is due, I want to say September or October. Well, obviously October or November. I think it's October. And then my oldest stepson is probably going to be due in September, like next year. I already paid for the year. So I'll have time to accumulate money. I think $20 should be fine because it's not going to be due at the same time. So I'll have time to save up the difference. But yeah, I'm going to keep it $20. Trash is getting $10. Yeah, I feel like this should be the same here. I don't see why this should change because we changed addresses. I did transfer to this address and I did have to pay for it up front. So I'll do that in my bill condensing, but I don't know if I'm going to get a double charge. But we're going to keep it, and it's due every 3 months. Car insurance is getting $80. Car registration is getting $15. Medical and dental is getting $100. And storage is getting $40. So I did tell you guys that the storage unit is maybe temporary, maybe not. We did officially completely empty out the storage unit. So everything is in the house, and we didn't empty it until after October 1st. So we're still going to pay out the month, but next month I'm just going to cancel the storage unit. We don't need it anymore. If we have to move things into storage, we have too much stuff. So that's not even going to be an option. If we can't fit it in the house, we got to get rid of it. So yeah, we're going to cancel the storage unit. It was very useful for the move because we're so limited on getting out of the house. But yeah, we don't need it anymore. Everything has been transferred to the house, so we can just get rid of that. But I have to finish paying out the month. Anyways, this kid's getting a total of $265. And lastly, we have low priority sinking funds, which I kind of just stuff like if I can. The first one is hair. So I have 3 kids that I get haircuts for. 2 are in school, so they have to get them more regularly. And then my son, my youngest, is 2 and he gets haircuts when his hair gets in his eyes and it's too much, which he will get a haircut the next time the boys get theirs, or maybe sooner, I don't know, because his hair is getting in his eyes. He can't go to the same barber that my other boys go to because they don't do toddlers. They do like 5 and up. So yeah, my other stepsons, they're working so they can pay for their own haircuts. And yeah, so I just have the 2 boys. I have a 3rd grader and a kindergartner, and I plan on getting their haircut every 3 months. I got it cut right before school, so one was at the end of August. And they still seem okay right now, so they'll probably have another solid month. But my baby, he's getting hair in his eyes, so I'm probably gonna have to take him probably like Great Clips or something like that, Supercuts, I don't know, somewhere that does kids. I think I went to Supercuts last time and they did okay. But yeah, $10 a week on haircuts for the boys, and then I am working on an emergency savings account because I have no emergency fund and I end up using my buffers very frequently to cover emergencies, and I need to have some cash on hand for emergencies. So I'm starting a little savings account, and that is getting $20 a week this month, which is really exciting. Last month I did $10, so we are increasing this. So I want to get it up so I have emergency money, because I get so stressed out when I have no cash on hand. All right, so we have $30 total here, and let's add this all up. So I got bills comes to $255. High priority comes to $265, and low priority comes to $30, for a total of, let's bring out my handy dandy calculator. All right, so we got 255 plus 265 plus 30 is 550. So that is perfect. That is what we were working with for the week. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's budget. For today's video, this is the budget I'm using for tomorrow's cash stuffing. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.